Give me a D and a G. It's the Dunga Show. It's the Dunga Show.
Hey, dog, your beard's looking flickin' great, my man.
Thanks, Gus. I've been using the Bush Beard Wash.
The what now?
At Bush Beard, they know that every man with a beard is a unique beardo. And that's why they offer a wide range of products to cater to every beard's needs. Whether you have a long and luscious mane or prefer to keep it short and sharp, their products will help you achieve that perfect look.
From the nourishing beard oil and balm to the refreshing beard wash, their products are made with all-natural local ingredients to keep that beard healthy, soft, and lustrous. The beard comb and brush are designed to detangle and shape your beard, making sure you always look your best.
At Bush Beard, they're dedicated to providing the best possible grooming experience for all the beardos out there. So why settle for an average beard when you can have a glorious, well-groomed one? Try Bush Beard products today and unleash the full potential of your beard.
Be sure to use Dog and Gus 10 and get 10% off your order.
Bush Beard, the small town brand with the big old Canadian heart. Welcome to the Dog and Gus Show now on Whitewater Rocks Radio.
What's up, dog?
Not much, Gus. You?
Oh, I don't know. I'm excited about this one.
Oh, definitely so, and so are they.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah, they've already told me.
Come on.
No, they're excited to be on the show.
We have.
It's not a lie.
Cevilain.
Yes,
on
we
the
do.
band.
Yes, we do.
Well, two quarters.
One half.
One half.
Sure.
What happened?
The better half.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys? Thanks, Joel Cliff.
Very good.
Great. How you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for coming. We're very excited about this. And we were talking about it actually over the weekend, and you know, we got some big stars here, guys. You know, like
That's the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so good they're not here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So where did you guys meet? Where was the formation?
Oh my goodness. I met Joel and Parms through their previous band, Crossing Jane. I saw them play, what was it called? Mountain Man? Is that the festival?
Yeah, it could also be that cafe shop show that you're thinking of as well. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Yeah, we played a show together there, but I saw you guys at Mountain Man. I lived in Toronto for a number of years, and when I first moved back to the Ottawa area, it was kind of around the same time that Rebel 1017 was starting up, and they were really, really supporting local artists. And I heard Crossing Jane on the radio, and I was blown away that they were a local band. So I went and checked them out at Mountain Man, and I remember telling my wife after I saw them, I was like, I'm going to steal that drummer. And I am so intimidated by that singer. I want nothing to do with him. And lo and behold, he's now.
They came at a package deal, so.
It was a package deal.
If you're stealing the drummer, you're taking the singer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nobody's
Good
stealing my drummer. I'm coming with him.
I think that was a good trade.
It was a great trade. That's a great trade.
Seriously. That's amazing. I love that.
I like they've got themselves touted as a favorite alt metal boy band. I think that's hysterical.
That's so crazy sounding.
Right?
It's impossible.
Oh, it makes
I don't know.
It's
It's funny.
It makes sense.
But it's so funny, and it's so funny because I've seen you guys live and you guys are amazing. But that's just like, you are my favorite alt metal boy band.
There we
Hell
go.
yeah. Number one.
Yeah.
One for
That's
one.
it.
Ain't bad. I'll take it.
You're so much better than the other alt metal boy band I know.
Yeah.
Do I know any?
Well, you might.
I might.
I think Rocket Engine would be.
Well, they're more.
They're not boys.
They're not boys. They're men.
Yeah. There's like blood
Those guys
everywhere
are
all the
great.
time. Yeah, they're a cool band, man.
And,
Do you find that the I would say that the metal scene in Ottawa, it's pretty vast. Like I think there's quite a few good metal bands. Obviously, you guys kind of are I would say the most popular, but I think that there's definitely a lot of big bands in Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
I grew up. Sorry, go on. Cliff.
No, by all means.
Okay. I grew up playing shows in Ottawa since I was 12 years old, playing shows with like adults at 12 years old, at Mavericks, at Cafe de Cuff, at Capital City. And I've gone to see like the metal scene from that era. And I've noticed that it has actually substantially diminished in size over the last little bit. Not that metal's not wanted. It's just it used to be almost mainstream. You're talking like City in Color, Dallas Green was in Alexis on Fire, and Alexis on Fire was massive in whenever I was of that age, and everybody was following that kind of emo goth scene. As that diminished, the whole scene kind of took a dive, and there was all these subgenres of metal that came to be. But now I feel like we're style of music is kind of lending to more wider ranges of listeners because of how we kind of write our parts, that it's not like necessarily pigeonholed in just the metal scene, because we have to innovate, and the scene that was once solely metal is sadly not there anymore. We'll have small shows here and there, and obviously if Lamb of God comes to town, everybody's going. But
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned Lamb of God. The very first show I went to that Brad Lake was showing it, I was at Brass Monkey. It was my first show with Brad promoting the show. And I walked down the stairs, and he's sitting at the table. He goes, "You must be a fan of Lamb of God." And I'm like, because of the way I look, because he never even spoken a word to me yet, right? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you do look like a Lamb of God fan.
Well, I do like them, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. But it was just kind of
Hasty
funny.
generalization right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a long beard, so you're
Yeah,
definitely
therefore
like
I'm a
Lamb of
metal
God.
guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Oh, you
Whereas you look at me and I'm a metal guy, and I'm
yeah.
Lamb
He's more into metal than I am.
you know?
yeah.
So
What
I'm
kind
just
of
a quiet
metal are you into right now?
I always, it's funny. I always go back to some of the older, like I don't know, Slayer comes to mind, and then of course I go to Motorhead quite often, and
Nice.
I don't know. I right now I don't know. I've been listening to you guys actually the last week because I knew we were going to speak to you, and I was like loving it. So it varies. Like sometimes go back to even like some of that alt metal that you were talking about, and emo metal for sure. But like it's just random, and then I'll switch and I'll go to like a fucking hip hop song or something. I'm very like all over the map, so it's a very diverse taste that I would say I have.
yeah, way to answer without answering.
I know.
Well
Yeah,
done.
did you like that?
Yeah, I'm.
Be a politician.
Yeah, I was going to say Prime Minister.
I see a little bit of
I wouldn't
Swedish
have answered the question at all.
Oh, you would have just slagged the opposition member.
Okay, we're no politics here. Remember?
Oh yeah, sorry, my
No
bad.
politics.
My bad. Anyway, yeah, it's funny because they look at us and they would think that I was more, but I'm not.
No, you like the Fix? We were talking about that.
Oh, stop it, would you? They're a great band.
They are a great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also listen to some heavier stuff. You give me shit all the time about this.
What do you mean?
But booking, you're putting on too many heavy bands on this show. I'm like,
That's not true.
that's what you said.
I thought that was a conversation between us.
No, I'm telling everybody in the world.
Well, now you have
These guys.
you have a boy band here, so that's not
Yeah,
heavy
see?
at
That's
all.
right, yeah.
That's
I did good.
Joel, do you have a young one? Is that why I think Cliff was mentioning it?
Yeah, she's right there. And,
Oh, cool.
And I listening for sounds just in case.
Yeah, I get it. I have twins that are 20 months old, so I totally get it.
Definitely. Are they behind you too?
No. Yeah, they're holding the sign up. Did you know you don't see them there?
You got to put them to work. You
You'll
gotta
never
start
see
low.
Actually, you'll never see them on
Holding the sign.
on camera. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, they're holding the sign behind us. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you sneaky bastard, Joel. What? So when you go, like, do you have any other musical influences other that would bring you? Like, who are your favorite metal bands of all time that kind of gives you the feeling that you get when you're on stage, or where you get your musical taste from?
I'm not really a big metal fan. Probably my biggest influence would be Thrice or Manchester Orchestra. Kind of those two bands that really do a great job painting a big picture and allowing you to kind of walk the path on your own and figure out what they're trying to get at. Instead of just telling you how you should think or how you should feel about the music. So,
Yeah.
no.
Like Circle Pit.
Circle pit.
It's true.
I'm too old
Circle Pit.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Get up closer.
No.
Now do the pit.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Super blunt. I've been into metal my whole life, and when I really got into it, like excessively was whenever a new style of metal came out called gent. It was very rhythmically diverse. It hit in like ways that it's like uncommon for other genres, and they tuned their guitars to something unbelievably low. I really, really dug that. I was like into how that was sounding, and a lot of that inspiration has definitely came into our style of playing. Decided to tighten up on certain chugs, make sure everything is like hitting and landing properly, and that kind of like mentality has got our music to sound a little bit heavy, because of like that, how tight it is in recording, and we try live, we give our best shot, I guess.
Yeah, no, you seem to pull it off. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I know we have a few, like I go to a bunch of shows, and I know there's a few people you guys know that are pretty much at every one of your shows. We haven't even like Cannabis Jesus is like probably your biggest fan
I love that
in
guy.
this city. I mean, the man has your logo tattooed on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's
he's
pretty crazy. That's
he's
cool.
a big fan.
Oh, he's such a
And
good.
then I mean, they can't say enough. I told Super Kyle that we're talking to you guys tonight. He got really excited.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys have a really like popular. Oh, sorry, not popular, but what's the word?
Following.
Yeah, no, there's another word I want to say, and it's loyal. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm
Yeah,
searching for
loyal
words
fan
tonight.
base.
You like it's crazy. Like when you guys have your shows here in Ottawa, right? You've got a very large following that comes out to your shows because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I was going with that.
It's
But
a
anyway.
testament to the community. It's such a great community here in Ottawa. I know we get a bad rap as the city that fun forgot, but that's truly only people that aren't looking in the right places.
Exactly.
You can throw a stone down the middle of the main street, and it'll land anywhere, and there's a band playing there that night. So,
Yep.
we are definitely a product of being accepted into that community and getting to be a part of it. And it's been awesome getting to meet everybody, and everybody's so personable, and you don't get that kind of standoffish attitude with people. So Super Kyle, Cannabis Jesus, the whole road trip crew, like just an awesome community.
Yeah, it reflects on you two guys, right? Like, I mean, if we can approach you and talk to you, it's not like we're standing back going, oh, I don't know if I want to talk to this guy. He seems a little bit, but you guys are like, you're always taking pictures, you're always doing this. And then your stage show is incredible. And it's just like, everybody is like, you don't have to tell people to go to the front of the stage. They're all there. It's just like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like there's an energy that you bring to your shows that is everybody knows what to do. I don't know if it's if something that you've created. Obviously, you must have, but would you say that that's correct? Like you find that people kind of know what to do when they're at your show, or do you get a different energy from different show like places you play?
I think we try and give as much as we're getting, and vice versa. It's great to feed off of people, and something that Joel does better than anybody is get people amped up on stage. Just obviously I don't get to experience it when I'm up there with him, but looking back on things or seeing video, it's hard to take your eyes off of Joel when he's up there. So, it's something that we are still trying to get better at every single time. The interaction and the engagement, but it certainly makes it a lot easier when everybody's there in a positive mindset, and everybody just wants to enjoy a show.
Yeah. Now, Joel, when you're getting them engaged and stuff, is it a put off, or do you get a little miffed if you see people that are just kind of standing there watching, as opposed to like jumping in a pit and just like moving to your to the music?
Yeah, like I'll have to explain this as quickly as possible, but
Sure.
When I see like the fans or the band waning tiredness wise, people get tired standing. If you just don't like get them back into it, I will start like yanking on my guitar like very, very aggressively, and that'll amp me up to be able to legitimately feel like adrenaline, and I will start like going as hard as I possibly can without like passing out or like going off the edge or messing up too badly. But I do make a lot of mistakes because I'm trying to get the crowd into it, which I think is part of the show. Because if I just sat there and played my parts, I would play it like perfectly every time. But it's not about that. People want to see that. People want to be a part of a moment. And I know like Cliff is like busy singing and playing guitar. It's a little bit more challenging than my part, which is like 20% singing and playing lead parts. His parts, it's hard to just do all what he's doing and then like yell at the crowd afterwards. He needs some rest. He sings in a higher register, and that genre, that style, that's pretty demanding. Like to keep that up for an entire show, anybody would be gassed after that. So I try to help out, and Evan helps out by like joking around with the crowd, making little sexy poses and looking at somebody, maybe licking his lips a little bit, you know. I don't know, like that's kind of his vibe, right?
He's a very sexy man.
Yeah.
Well, he brings a little ooze.
Well, he's a rock star, baby.
Yeah.
That's true. They all are, but they all
Yeah.
have different, a
And
different way of going after it. That's cool. That's an interesting thing, and you're right, because you don't want it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a little messy, right? And that's kind of that's okay,
Yeah. I see a lot of like really rehearsed bands pull stuff like that off and try to show authenticity. But with the rehearsed nature of the authenticity, it doesn't seem authentic. Like when they're too perfect,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like they're putting any emotion into it. And that's the real thing. It's just emotion that we want to see. We want to see somebody who's into it. So that's something that we're trying to tread the line. We don't want to be a boy band in the sense that we're like, okay, on this beat, we're going to put our left leg backwards and then we're going to flick our chin up. I don't want to do that. That's crazy. It's not.
It'd be funny to see once, though.
Damn.
Can you
All of a sudden, what the hell? What the hell are they doing?
You put it out there, bro. You put it out there.
Let's-
But does that mean that you're playing a lot freer? Like you're a lot like more relaxed with the fact that you're just gonna. I'm sure you're both the same way, but you're not, of course, not the same way. But you know what I mean. It's you don't want it to be too polished. You want it to kind of have a little bit of freedom up there as well, right?
Yeah, we try not to stress perfection. We want to obviously give the best show that we can give, but if we bum a note, we're not beating ourselves up over it or beating each other up over it. There still needs to be a human element to the music and to the performance. So
Yeah. Got it. Now, of all the places you guys have played, do you have a favorite venue?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, if we're just talking about Ottawa, the Brass Monkeys are home away from home. They treat us so incredibly well. They pretty much just give us the run of the place and let us put on our shows and have a great time. Bronson Center is an incredible stage to play. It's addictive. Once you get up there once, you wanting to get up there again and again. We did a tour in the States last summer, and getting down to Nashville was really cool. We played a place called East Room in Nashville. Joel won't remember most of this because he was sick and dying the entire tour. So he would just roll out of his bunk on the RV, come in and play the show, and then right back onto the bunk. But the East was really cool.
Every time I could, I would stand up and try to raise the morale because of how like sick I was, and everybody else was getting sick near the end as well. Every time I jump out of my bunk, I'd always yell, "I'm back, baby!" and then,
I'm not back,
5 minutes
baby.
Later,
I'm back in my bunk, baby.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah. How well were you guys received down in Nashville? Did it go well for you?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was we put together that tour ourselves. It was our first time down to the States, and we were, headlining shows down there, which I think is nuts for the first time you're heading out to new places. But it ended up working out really well, and Nashville was probably the best attended show. It was almost sold out. It was great. You wouldn't think that somewhere like that's kind of known for being a hotbed for country music would be so receptive to heavier music. But there's some incredible bands down there.
How did you manage to do that, though? Like, did you guys have a contact in Nashville? You just said, "Hey, let's try Nashville."
It was just a lot of grinding. So we took a look at how our engagement was working through Spotify, Apple Music, see which cities were kind of in the top 10, and same thing with engagement on our social media posts. And we figured there were 5 cities that kind of hit it for what we thought would work out fairly well. And then it was just hundreds of hours of trying to find venues that would engage with us, trying to find bands that would want to jump on the bill with us. And yeah, I think it worked out well. We came back, we didn't make a ton of money, but we didn't lose any money. So that's a win in my books.
Yeah. Well, it's also a great experience for you, right? Like
Great experience. We found out that we could live together on the road for 2 weeks in an RV. A couple of the guys were lucky; they got their own beds. I drew the short straw, so I was sharing a bed with Ed for the full 2 weeks.
Well, nobody wanted to sleep with Joel, right? You just,
No.
Or-
No.
We'll be canceling all the shows after sleeping with Joel.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'll never want to sleep with anybody again.
Oh, he ruined you for everybody else.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Well played.
Well played, yes. Very well done, Joel.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years as a band?
Joel?
Yeah, I can take this one. Everybody in the band sees it differently. First, so what I'm going to say is not a reflection of any other member, because we're just trying to make music and get more fans at the end of the day. So I see us popping on bigger bills and going to where our true demographic is within the metal scene, which is in Europe. I hope to go down there. I hope to do touring down there to see how that expands our brand, our catalog, how many views we have, and our followers, because we want to show our music to more people. That's my main focus. But I don't know. It might be different for the other members.
No, I think that's pretty consistent. We have conversations about this all the time. It's trying to figure out, obviously how to turn the business into something that is self-sustaining. Where we're not having to either pay out of pocket for things, or, every time we get a paycheck in, it's not immediately being reinvested into what we're doing next. I think we still have a lot of growth to do, but I think we've kind of figured out what we want our sound to be and kind of the direction that we want it to go, and we're starting to invest more in the visual side of things. So I think we have a very clear vision of what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. It's just figuring out how to get there. So yeah, 5 years from now, I'm hoping we're one of those bands that are playing 100 shows a year.
That'd be amazing.
That would be.
I can see it. I can see it for sure.
Oh yeah. The stuff that you guys are playing is just like I listened to the new single today. Thanks for sending it. That was. I'm like, yeah, okay. I won't send it out to anybody.
Not yet.
I would never.
You gotta wait till the 7th. You gotta wait.
I
till
would
the
never, sir. But I will play it on my. I will play it on my radio show when it's out.
7th. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody's going to want to hear it. It's such a great tune.
Nice.
Let's talk about that album for a little bit then.
Yeah.
Now it's is it all the all the sins, like wrath,
7
and
deadly sins,
gluttony, and
what it's based on. Yeah.
envy and stuff? So there's a song about each one. So there's 7 tunes. Is that what we're looking at?
There are 7 full songs. The way that we're rolling it out this time, instead of identifying a single or 2 singles and then putting out the album, is you're going to get a track every 6 weeks, starting June 7th until the album's out. And then when the album's out, there will be, as we typically do, there'll be some interludes on the actual disc or the record itself to kind of help pass between songs and really tie it together. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think we do our best work when it's very purposeful writing, when we have an overarching theme. I love concept records myself, so giving us that little bit of creative direction has certainly helped. And we've got so much material now that we're getting to the point where we have to start having serious debates about which songs are going to fall into which places. Which is a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you find that when you enjoy doing interludes? It's a big part. I noticed that as well. That's a big part of your albums and your music. Is that obviously, like you said, purposeful? Is that sort of on purpose? Obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm very spoiled in that I work with some of the best musicians I've ever scene, not just even on a local level. I'm talking about period. The amount of knowledge that these three guys have and the amount of ability that they have is mind blowing. So to be able to step away from a traditional song where there has to be vocals or there has to be a certain idea of things and just let them play a little bit and be as creative as possible is, as a fan of them, very enjoyable for me. And I hope it translates the way that we intend it to kind of tie all of the material together.
Seems to be a little bit of a trend going on there, because we've talked to a couple other bands that have done concept albums which are amazing. Like we talked to Sonder, their album's amazing. It's a two-part, and then Crimson Ash,
Yeah,
who just put the Melting Sky out, which is incredible.
great album. Great
Yeah.
album. Yeah,
And-
huge shout out, Patrick. Great job on that one.
Yes, that was a long time coming, like
Yeah.
he told us. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
was talking
interesting.
about that album when I first met him, and this is going back, 3 years ago, 4
Yeah.
years ago. So I'm glad that he finally was able to kind of complete his vision and get it out there.
yes, sir.
Well, it's funny because you're more. He wasn't prolific. The way that his writing was. Maybe it was just more timing and how much time he had to work on it. But you guys seem to be very prolific with your writing. You seem to be able to put out a lot of good stuff. Is that just because of, like you just said, Cliff, you're working with three tremendous artists, including yourself? Is that, you think that's part of it, or do you think that it's also maybe you have a bit more time to work on it, or what do you think?
Well,
We're all very highly driven, all four of us. When we're not together, we're together twice a week. And when we're not together, we're still talking to each other pretty much every single day and bouncing ideas off of each other. And again, I think this goes back to the idea that we have a very clear vision of who and what we want to be, and we're driving that train directly towards that at full speed. So, between the songwriting aspect and then the production side, Joel and Parms both take on production duties. We'll go into the studio and finish tracking something, and as we're working on the next thing in the studio, Joel's doing all the editing and piecing everything together so that we can send it back into the session so we know exactly what the next step is and if we need to change things or add things. So we have two very, very talented guys behind the scenes in that sense.
very formulated in the sense of we don't record bass before the rhythm guitar. So we won't do that because we can foresee mistakes what if the guitar's chord inflection allows for the bass to hit a lower fourth or third. And also, to simplify, there's only 8 notes in the scale, or actually 7 technically. And so you just have to choose one of the 7 and when to play it. And that's in a nutshell what I'm always thinking of, what note of those 7 should we use? We do higher octaves and stuff, but very we all taught music too, except for Cliff, for a vast amount of years. We're introduced multiple instruments and having to teach different styles of learning. So it comes easy to communicate effectively in those moments because it's not having ideas whoa, we should have a washy guitar here. We'd be hey, you should play a B minor 7 flat at the 8th note after the first bar, and we'll put a delay effect on there to make it sound like it's in a big chamber. I said that's how you would say this guitar sounds washy for us.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
No,
Sorry,
no. Listen.
Do not apologize at all.
I was following along, but I play a little guitar. But it's very interesting to hear. These guys are, they're true pros. They're going to be that's why they're.
I know,
their
and
music
that's
is
what
so,
I know.
But I think the methodology that you just said, where you kind of won't play the bass before the rhythm guitar, because you want to have that first, and then you can always add the bass in after. Is that true? Yeah, is that what you meant by that, Joel?
The performance of the rhythm guitar is written in tandem with the lead vocals. So those two elements should not be distracted and should be put onto the song first so that we can expand upon them instead of destroy them with another part.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Yeah, and it's just stuff that a non-musical, a non-playing person doesn't think of, right? There's a lot of aspects of putting a song together that people don't think about.
But the way that he put it though is
No, it makes sense.
It makes so much sense.
It makes sense. A
Like
lot of
even
sense.
even as a non-musician, like like it sort of certainly makes sense, like
Yep.
logically and analytically. So it's great. It's great stuff. I love to hear that stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I got kind of nerded out there.
Yeah,
It was
wicked
all-
smack.
yeah, I see what you mean. Like, good to see what Cliff was meaning, that he works with three like amazing musicians.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find that being from Ottawa, like, are you guys all from Ottawa? Is that like you've all
Yeah.
raised here and from here?
Not Ed. Ed's from Windsor, and I grew up just outside of Ottawa. I'm from Carleton Place.
CP,
but
yeah.
good old CP.
Yeah, but do you find that affects anything? But I don't think so. I honestly think that your talent and the fact that your professionalism and your commitment is going to be the thing that makes you go to the next level, whatever level that you guys want. I think that. Do you find that Ottawa, though, as a city, have you seen it grow even as you started as musicians?
I think we saw it. It was kind of growing at a very, very quick rate for a number of years there, and then COVID hit and messed up everything, as it did with everything.
Yeah.
Which kind of stagnated it a little bit. The community's starting to come back together, and really starting to thrive again. Touching on your first point about, I don't think it's really a barrier being in Ottawa. Obviously, it's a small town. You can say it's a city, but it's really small town vibes. The only barriers are the ones that you kind of put up for yourself. If you want to put in the work, then the world's your oyster, right? But there's a lot that goes into it. There's timing, luck, all of that. It absolutely goes into it. You really need to catch lightning in a bottle. I mean, we were all in bands before this one that never saw anywhere near as much success, if you want to call it, as we're seeing now. I think it's just a product of the right people in the right place at the right time, and people that are driven and don't really want to take no for an answer. And we've heard no a lot. So, I Ottawa gets a bad rap, but I don't think it's justified at all.
Yeah. Now I got a book from a friend, and it talks about, well, going back a little bit from the 80s to the late.
Wait.
I read a book.
You
yes.
read a book? Okay,
Shut up!
cool.
I read a lot of books.
It was an audiobook.
Yeah. Way to ruin it for me. Thanks so much.
Joel gave us the fucking horns. Bro.
That's
Don't
it.
worry.
Yeah. Anyway, it just, like, the premise of the book is talking about from like 85 to 95, like the resurgence of Canadian music, but the fact that we as Canadians, we're not like talking about Canada in our music until like we've got the hip and and a few different people who would talk about and be proud that, hey, I'm Canadian, I'm going to talk about Canada, I'm going to write about Canada, I'm going to sing songs about Canada. And most people are like, I'm not going to do that because it's not going to get received very well. And now it's pretty cool to talk because I put our music, like every music that we have, all the music we have, I put us up against any country in the world. I don't care. I think we have insanely talented musicians in this country. We've had it for years and years and years, and I get really miffed when people just ignore us because we've got amazing bands here.
You're passionate.
Absolutely.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, going back even to the 60s and 70s, we have amazing music in this country, and I don't understand why it's not bigger.
Well, we have a disadvantage too, in the sense that most of the time it's freaking cold around here, and as a musician, your limbs and your voice need to be not cold, So maybe it takes us a little longer to warm up, and that impedes on the learning time that you could be having, that warm time. So I don't know.
Okay.
We're at a disadvantage. It's crazy that we can even play because it's so cold.
Here's
there,
my
there
thing.
is heat in venues, Joel.
Yeah, let's go, Joel.
Yeah.
So we're going to take over Florida, and then we're gonna make it our 11th province, and Canada's just going to rock out the world. That's it. That's my plan.
There's actually something there. Like, there's a lot of Canadians there, and if we keep sending them, that might be a thing.
Yeah, but the only problem is they're my age.
Yeah, true that.
Need some younger folk down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if the Turks and Caicos thing ever turns
Ooh,
out,
that'd be awesome.
yeah.
Oh man,
I'd be
Let's
down
go,
with that.
guys. We're going.
We'd be there right away.
that's actually where I honeymooned. So
Nice.
if we can score that, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll take you guys, and who else should we take? That's it.
Yeah, no,
cool.
just
Yeah.
Cevilain and my family, and then that's it.
Okay.
And their families,
And I'll
of
stay here.
course.
That's
It's
great.
this kind of went weird. Joel made a good point that it was like it is cold, so that's a good point. I don't know if it's a total disadvantage, Joel. I like where your head's at, but I think that
That'd be
also
micro, yeah.
the states are a monster too. I'm sure you saw that as you kind of played there and saw the appetite for music there and being 10 times the size population wise as Canada. I think it's just a monster, right?
Maybe they have a bit of an advantage. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's much more densely populated, and we're so far spread out. I mean, you
You
finish
just leave it at dense there.
Yeah.
Just leave it at dense, Cliff. They're
finish
dense.
playing in Toronto, and you want to go west. What's the next city you're going to? Edmonton,
Good question.
Calgary.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a long way
going
to
to
go.
drive for a day and a half to get
Saskatoon.
there. Saskatchewan.
Nobody's going to Winnipeg, so
No, not in the winter.
no.
Well, even the summer sucks.
that's another disadvantage too.
True.
And we're seeing now as well what were traditionally rock radio stations are all going country. We don't have too many traditional mainstream rock radio stations left.
True.
Oh, it's true.
So it's definitely an uphill battle to be in a Canadian band and wanting to expand more. And we found that out too, going down to the States. You got to have a work visa to go down there. You need to have union representation to get the work visa. So there's it's very cost prohibitive just to even cross the border, whereas American bands can cross over for free. UK bands can come in for free. So
That is a big disadvantage for sure.
That's stupid.
What about going on that point? I was just actually going to say something and then I fucking lost it.
Wow.
Because it was right there and then I was listening
And
to
there
Cliff.
it's gone.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Here, I got a question for him then.
Please.
Do you guys have a guilty musical pleasure?
Oh.
yes, I have too many.
Just give us one, Cliff. We didn't need all of them. Give us the Cliff Notes.
How much am I going to get raked over the coals for this one, though?
A lot.
Come on.
Anything that Rob Thomas touches, in my opinion, is gold.
Cool.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
There we go.
Matchbox 20, no?
Yes, sir.
Big
and-
Matchbox 20 fan.
The Santana song that he did was
Smooth.
good, too. Smooth.
Yeah,
It was very
classic.
smooth.
It was
Oh,
very
fuck.
smooth.
For
Very
fuck's sake.
smooth.
Joel?
Joel, you got anything like you like
Yeah.
the Spice Girls or something?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much like I used to teach a lot of little girls how to play guitar and sing and stuff, so I had to grow an appreciation for their style of music. So it was I love Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Miley Cyrus. Honestly, I
Ooh.
like Miley Cyrus more than Taylor Swift. She's actually a
Cool.
good singer.
She is a very good singer.
Feel guilty about liking Miley Cyrus. She's a badass.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, she's super talented. Yeah.
Her career was a little bit confusing though, because it was directed towards little girls at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
it tried to break out from something, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
I love that she's evolved into like you don't realize how intelligent like her music IQ is so high because she was sort of into singing Tina Turner songs and obviously Dolly Parton songs.
But
and
you look at who her godmother is.
Dolly, isn't it?
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So you're going to
Billy
learn a
Ray-
few things from that lady.
Billy
She knows a
Ray.
lot.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
He's got nothing to do with her career.
no.
Just being the father, just being a
Well,
sperm.
having a few.
He's a sperm donor, for Christ's sake.
Having a few bucks in the bank probably didn't.
Well, that
hurt.
probably didn't hurt. Yeah. So, would it throw you guys off if I yell at your next concert to play Taylor Swift?
You won't
No.
do it.
I won't.
The
but
reason, so he asked that question at the beginning. Remember where he was saying, "Does it bother you if somebody's just standing there?"
That's me.
He's the guy that just stands there. He loves it, but he doesn't like. And whereas you'll see me, I'll be bobbing all over the joint.
guys,
So
you don't take offense to it. I'm enjoying every moment of it. I just don't really move much.
he likes to watch. He likes to watch the how it plays out. You
Yeah.
know, and I just enjoy listening.
and if Joel's going off and playing his guitar crazy, I'm going to be watching you, and then I'm watching Parmalee. I'm watching everybody,
Yeah.
and I enjoy watching the whole show. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell looking out, and even the people that aren't as animated, you can tell if they're into it or not.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between somebody who's standing there and is just waiting for you to finish versus
Yeah.
somebody who's standing there and enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's true.
they're not really standing a lot because they're moving. The pit's usually moving off to one
Yeah,
side
exactly.
with Cannabis Jesus standing there going,
Yeah.
and doing this. And
Oh,
doing,
yeah.
he's just like,
I love how you have his eyes perfect too, because they're always like,
yeah, he's just like, well, he's because the guy.
he's baked. His name's Cannabis Jesus. We
There's a
know what's
reason
going
why.
on. You know?
Yeah, we know.
I love that guy.
It's so funny.
It is funny. Yeah, it's wild to see, because when you meet him, he's just so quiet, and then he'll just be like, "Oh,
He is like one of the biggest supporters of music in this city. Him, Kyle, that whole gang of them. It's crazy how much they support the city. As just like people who want to go out and see shows. He goes to Kingston, Montreal. He goes all over the place, man. He's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
I think
beautiful.
last summer they came all the way down to Windsor for our show down there. So we're spoiled to
devoted
have
for sure.
very lucky.
Well, I mean, to the point he got your tattoo on. He got a tattoo of your guys' logo, so
Yeah.
he's quite proud of that too.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
like, I just got it done.
When you guys are collaborating, obviously being four, very strong-minded musical talents, do you find that do you ever butt heads in a good way? Is like that's something that you work through something to make sure the song sounds perfect, or is that something that comes up a lot?
There's always healthy discourse. Like you said, we're all pretty strong-minded. Everybody has an initial idea of what they think the outcome should be, but it's a fully collaborative effort. So we come to a consensus. We don't always agree on everything, but we do come to a respectful consensus and do it in the best interest of the art.
Yeah. Would you agree, Joel? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very complicated question, because a lot of the times, even though you might think right and you should be doing something, the consensus of the community is does not like that idea. It ends up being something else. It's hard to digest that a lot. So what I like to do is kind of elaborate on ideas instead of being like, okay, no, I don't like that idea. It's like, well, let's try this and let's see where we can take it. Even though I have an idea myself, because what's the pain? We're making music. There's only 7 notes, and we have to decide what places to put them in. It's quite simple when you break it down in that retrospect.
Very cool.
There's compromise in every healthy relationship. So once you wrap your head around that, I think it's pretty easy to come to an agreement on things.
And you guys have been together for a while too, so it tends to be a little bit more of a group consensus on things, right?
Well, I think it's also maturity. I mean, as you age and you've had some experience with other bands, and you know what you have there now. I think the maturity level is higher, and the fact that you're open to having discourse is great. Because in the end, like you said, it's about the art, it's about the band. So you guys basically work it out to make sure that what you're putting out is the best product possible, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys? I know we talked to a lot of different bands, and some of the guys play in other bands. Does anybody in this band have another band?
Parms has a studio project called Complicit.
Yep.
Where he's working with Alana Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, I certainly don't have time for anything other than this. I don't know how he does it. Like, the guy doesn't sleep, so.
Yeah, I kind of knew that answer when I asked it, because I saw Parm at the Crimson Ash show. He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was telling a story. I wish he was here because he could relay the story that I heard him talking about, and that was kind of a fun story to talk about. But he's not here. He's not here to tell it. It involves some bikers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some biker stories
Oh,
around
yeah, I'm
in
sure.
Ottawa.
It was a
in
pretty cool-
Carleton Place for sure.
CP for sure. Yeah.
We just have cyclists out here.
Yeah.
No,
Just guys on their bikes.
Oh,
Cyclists.
God. I don't like that.
You're not down with that, Joel?
No bikers on the road. That's crazy. Like,
No.
they're acting like they're safe out there. They're the most dangerous thing on the road.
Yep.
It's true. They never
They're
stop
gonna
at
ruffle
the
some
stop
feathers,
sign.
Joel.
Oh my god,
No,
my
not on
dad's
this
a
plan.
biker. I will never say that in front of my dad, but I'm not going to tell him about this specific interview because of this moment here. I guess.
He'll find it, Joel. He's
Yeah,
gonna find
no,
it.
we don't want to piss off Joel's dad.
No, Joel's dad will get us.
He'll get
Yeah,
us.
He'll be
I
on
know.
his
It's just
his
we'll
18
leave him out of
speed.
it, but bikers, no way.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Well, yeah. Plus, yeah, you were mentioning time, and now that Joel has a baby, there's
Yeah, there's not as much time.
just trust me, bro.
Yeah.
There's no time.
Oh, he's looking. Oh my god, my life's over.
It's not as good.
Not
It's only beginning, my man.
Not
It's
even.
only beginning.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna you'll see everything fresh again.
Yeah, seriously.
It's kind of cool.
It just gets more
Children.
fun.
Yeah, children make life a little bit more meaningful. I say that as a guy who doesn't have children.
No, but you deal with a lot of children.
I work with children every day. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see it all the time.
Yeah. What is?
yeah,
I'm gonna
sorry.
throw it. So I'm gonna interrupt, dude. Sorry.
Give her. buddy.
What is something you can't go without for like a day?
Nice.
Oh God, my guitar for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
How many you got?
Uh,
Side note.
Well, if my wife is going to watch this, or do you want the honest answer?
Your wife is gonna watch.
She lives
this.
there. She knows where they are. Unless you're hiding, you have a big.
Do you have guitars at Joel's place?
I keep giving guitars to people to play so that they're not here. So yeah, there's too many. There's too
Okay,
many.
so
over 10?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
okay. So
Well, let Joel answer his.
I know, but
point,
we're gonna send it out. Joel's dad can't watch, and Cliff's wife can't watch
or listen.
or listen.
Uh-oh.
So just
We got to
qualify
stop
that.
bringing people in on this.
I
These
know,
stories.
exactly.
We have nobody left the show.
Because they're asking the hard.
We have
question.
hey, we got a pretty good following, Joel. Come on, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we got Gus's mom watching. So
Yeah,
listen.
she'll totally be all over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Joel? Anything that you can't go a day without besides your daughter?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the obvious ones are just boring. Seriously, when you said that question, it was like water. That's
Water.
and like obviously, that's not really an answer. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is what I have to deal
It's
with.
like water, man.
Water, dude.
Yeah.
That's still a good answer. It's not what I expected, but it's a good answer.
How's the baby sleeping? Is a good question.
I know she's just awake. I play music for her, and she really likes it. So right before this, I did her routine. I played her music and got her in a good mood.
Oh, that's awesome.
Silent
What do you-
TV stuff, and she's good to go for.
Nice.
What are you playing for music wise?
I make up songs on the spot a lot,
cool.
like lyrics and everything, and melodies, and then I have like a pool of like 40 songs that I just cycle through and try to improve on.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, cool. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
So instead of just throwing on the Wiggles every now and then, it's like something a little better.
Oh God, I'm so glad my kids are out of that phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How old are your kids?
8 and 9.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. Yeah.
So 8 going on 30.
Do you find when they went to school, it sort of all changed?
Yeah.
Like as far as your time? Yeah.
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 Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they were in daycare before that. But once they went into daycare, that kind of changed things. Like there's probably a good long period where I wasn't playing music when they were first born because you just don't have the time for it. I don't know how Joel does it. But yeah, once they got into daycare, I could kind of get back into it again. And, now they're 8 and 9. They're their own little people, and they're pretty self-contained. They can entertain themselves.
That makes sense.
Okay. What do they think of Dad's music?
They love
Or
our
do they?
stuff. Yeah, they love our stuff. They haven't seen us yet because it's difficult to get all ages venues in Ottawa. But yeah, they're always bugging me for free merch. Like, when are you gonna get me a T-shirt? It's like,
That was my next question, Cliff. When are you going to give me a T-shirt, man? We definitely got to get some Cevilain stuff.
Oh yeah, they got the great logo and stuff, man. You guys got some sick merch.
we got some new stuff coming out with the new releases. Joel does everything from the visual aspect side, so he's got some great new designs. I'm really jazzed about.
You know what?
for sure.
Metal bands always have the best.
Yes, they do.
best art.
They do. They like this. Like seriously.
Not to say that yours is not the best of the best, but I'm just saying that metal bands tend to have
No, they do.
great stuff.
I totally agree.
You
Yeah.
get more of a leash if it's a metal design.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the artists are way more intricate in metal bands. Like I can get that
Agreed.
from Joel, and yeah, do you find when you're doing your artwork, Joel, do you have like something in your head and then you just kind of put it together? Or?
Yeah, it's usually a concept with a focal point, something that you want your eyes to draw to. So you first come up with what do you put on the page, and then what do you want their eye to be directed to. So you'll see a lot of our art is centered, and the middle is usually the most busy with the stuff that's on there. That's just design standpoint. But for the ideas, they just come flooding. I just did one. It's not out yet. It's of a hand, and it has a bunch of stitches, sketchy letters, and it has CVLN and into it, and there's all these vines behind, and it's blocked out. That just one idea. I kind of don't cycle through my ideas. I guess I just get an idea and I make it, and then if we don't like it, I'll get an idea and I'll make the next one instead of trying to pick the best idea.
He's my kind of guy.
He sure is.
He's very like OCD. I'm not gonna say you're OCD, but I'm very much like I got to finish this performance first, and then the next one after that. 2 for 2. Jesus, Siva, we're not quite done yet, but we'll have you on in a little bit.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a good test for him because his mic's not working.
Yeah.
Exactly. Siva, come back on in a few minutes.
Yeah. Now you know how it feels.
Please.
Yeah.
I don't feel
So
so
I'm just-
bad anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't feel so
Yeah,
bad.
it's okay.
I'm definitely gonna put in the lobby.
Yes, I think you should.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
No.
What I was getting on, I think, is just that how Joel kind of has the same idea as me. Is like, if you see it, do it, and
Yeah.
then if it
Yeah.
doesn't work, you just move on. And
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. No, exactly the
Have
same
a
mentality. For sure.
methodology. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if
Like
there's
this.
anything he can't do.
Like this here. Like this thing.
No, you got to show him the other one,
Which other one?
the one behind you that I brought in.
Oh yeah.
Because he just did it one day. He's like, "Oh, look what I did." He does this to me a lot.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's sick.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
He
awesome.
just he's like, yeah. So I did a thing. And it's like, oh, what'd you do? Shirts. I did another thing. What'd you do? Posters. I did another. It's like we did.
Well, it's my artistic release.
Yeah, that's what that is.
It's like these guys. They have their music, but they're obviously have way more.
I'm just wondering if there's anything that Joel can't do.
There isn't.
Like
This
the
guy
man-
flips houses. There's nothing that he can't do with his hands. Giggity.
Giggity.
I'm not
And
great
still
at
nobody wanted to
spelling.
sleep with him on the tour.
He's a magician. He's a magician.
Giggity. Oh my God.
Well done, Cliff.
That was well put in there. Yeah.
80s or 90s? Which decade of music is more preferred for you two?
Probably 90s because I'm a 90s kid. So
Oh no, 80s, man,
you
Yeah.
weren't even born in the 80s. Get out of here.
dude, fucking hair metal. Let's go.
You weren't around.
I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
care. It's
I was.
I like Joel.
What band, Joel? What band?
Skid Row is a good one,
There you go.
and oh my god, honestly, what's that other one? Honestly,
A hair
I don't
metal
know.
band?
There was a few, but
yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Not
My
the
brain's
Crew.
going.
Crew's kind of annoying.
Crew weren't really hair. Like it was like Poison and what was the other big one there? That was they're just pretty. Like I made that joke on
Guns
my
N' Roses.
I made that joke on my '80s show. Is like the hair and the makeup, and that was the guys.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
my old guitar player
Yeah.
teacher, he would hate on me right now because he taught me so much hair metal when I was younger.
Right.
For not
I just can't-
remembering the names, but I love playing it. That's the thing. I love that style of playing. The guitar was the most important instrument back then.
Yeah.
It was the most important. It was right up the front. Whenever it was mixed, it's all about the guitar. Every single song. It's not like that anymore. I think that's why I like it. Maybe it's because it's truly about that instrument,
Now, is there do you guys ever cover tunes, or is it all original stuff you guys do?
We try and do covers as like bridge tracks between songs when we're playing live. So you'll hear one that we did for a long time. Ed would sing "Bang Bang," Nancy Sinatra. Joel did "Crawling" from Linkin Park a couple times. We've thrown in some 3 Days Grace,
Nice.
but full
Bang bang.
Yeah.
full
What a-
covers. We
easy.
don't really incorporate like full song covers. That might change. We've got a couple ideas down the.
That's a great one to throw in there, though. Bang bang. That's
What
great.
a random one for you guys.
Yeah,
but
that's
I love
fun.
it. I really do.
Good one. Well, we're 3 out of 4 of us are all lead vocalists in our own right. Joel was the lead vocalist in another band before he joined this, and Ed, same thing. So, giving them an opportunity to shine and show off, and giving me an opportunity to take a break is great. It's a great part of our show. So,
Absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah. Do you have a pre-show routine at all? Like, is there something that you guys go through at the start and then get on stage?
not really. We're pretty relaxed backstage, and then it's all business.
That's good, man. That's because you're confident and you guys are good. So we really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming, guys. It's like, we were looking forward to this and having a nice chat, and obviously you haven't disappointed, except the
Thank you so much.
Stop it.
Yeah, Cliff's with me, but
Yeah.
Joel-
Well, you know what? Deal with it.
well, it's the first time in a while for you.
I know, and I'm going to say deal with it because Joel's obviously smarter than Cliff.
Yeah, because he could name one hair metal band. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I know. Just fucking something goes on in there. So it just blocks.
Yeah, it's
dad brain, bro.
That's
You
okay.
got it now. Yeah,
It's okay,
not his
man.
fault. It's
Yeah,
not his
Cliff,
fault.
Cliff knows it too. He's kind of over it now because he's past that, but he's still there's
Well,
some dad brain.
he's
there.
still a dad.
No, but the dad.
I know
brain
what you're talking.
kinda-
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, so
about.
keep it down over there, okay?
All right, I'll
The
shut up.
dads are talking here.
No, sorry, man.
You guys are awesome. We love you and we appreciate your time, and we'll be following along, and definitely.
No.
I look forward to seeing them live.
That's my last question. When's the next show, boys?
We're going to be announcing a run of shows for July.
Perfect. You don't have to tell us when, but
Ottawa is July 19th.
Oh,
July
nice.
19th.
no, that's not good. That's like same time as Panda Fest.
It is the same day as Panda Fest, unfortunately.
God damn it!
In town, like in town proper.
Brass Monkey.
Okay, cool.
Brass Monkey.
I'm going.
You're killing me here, guys. You're killing me.
So,
Killing me.
but
It's okay.
there are other dates, and if you're one of those guys that likes to travel, come see us on one of the other dates.
Say Kingston, and I'm there.
You're going to Winnipeg, but
Winnipeg, yeah. In July.
yeah, thanks,
we won't
guys.
be there, but have fun.
yeah. The mosquitoes will be killer.
I'll be the idiot looking around here. You guys know who Cevilain is? Who?
Yeah.
They said to come to Winnipeg. Here I am.
You went too far.
I did.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you are out in Winnipeg, though, great Winnipeg band, Exo Merta.
Okay.
Great. Check them out. They used to get played on Rebel before the
Okay.
programming change.
That was where my question was going. What's the future of radio, you think?
I think it's going the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, the technology is there, as you guys know full well, to
Yep.
do your own thing and have your own program, do your own show. Radio right now is very much a slave to the corporate overlords, and it's unfortunate. I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. Again, we lost a big rock station in Windsor, went country. The way that a certain station here in town has changed the programming, it kind of is what it is, and everybody streams. Like I can't remember the last time I just listened to traditional radio. I'm on Spotify all day, so yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
At least I don't see it staying the way that it currently is. It's got to change if it wants to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
There's too many internet radio stations now to.
Like Water Rocks Radio.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
listen to some Cevilain on Dog's
Damn right,
TV
come
show.
listen. On my TV
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Radio
Yeah.
show, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We won't take any more, but thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus.